Today I will go back to the roots and I will take Walls of Pearls, which might be a bit surprising. Let's start with this one, and there are a ton of failure conditions in the entire thing. First of all, I have to find garlic and I need to reach level 2. Oh, that's actually unfair. Well, but I need to reach level 2 over here and get garlic to the next level. There we go. And now I have to find garlic. This is actually a bit complicated. Please give me garlic. Okay, perfect. Now I can one-shot all the enemies and this is where the game begins. Another level in garlic, I will take that. And now it's pretty much just waiting until I reach level 5 and I will start breaking all the candles. I have cross over here, this is amazing, I will pick it up right away. And if you saw that, the cross can now bounce. Do you see that, how it's bouncing? It looks amazing, doesn't it? Cross another level, that will be really good for clear later on. And the reason why I'm breaking the candles starting level 5, unless I have the number wrong in my head, at level 5 the 300 gold bags can spawn, and at level 8 rosaries can spawn. Now I mainly care about the gold bags, I don't care too much about the rosaries, so at the end of the game I want to have quite a few of them. Ooh, that does look really good. The problem is the build can't really afford this. So what I'll do is, since I got duplicated this early, I will take it, and instead of staying here, I will run over, still farm all the enemies, and go to the empty tome. Boy, this definitely takes a while with X-Dash. Yeah, he's insanely slow. You don't really want to waste too much time early. Oh, Clover, amazing. You don't want to waste too much time early on, since it almost seems as if something weird is happening with the candle spawn rate in the game. The earlier you are, the higher it almost seems, as if it was spawning. And then it increases again at 21 minutes. Hey, but this is a feeling, okay? I'm not saying this is the case. This is what it almost feels like, and where I noticed that early on I get a lot of stuff, then it declines heavily, and then it starts ramping up again. Again, purely a feeling, but if you did this a couple hundred of times and you have a feeling, I think it's worth it to just listen to it. Now you already saw that I banned Ebony Wings, and you might wonder, Dex, why would you ban Ebony Wings? Vandalier very strong, right? Wrong. Well, it is not bad, but on X-Dash it's a lot worse. But the main problem is, to get Vandalier, you have to get another weapon, right? So you have 8 level ups that you spend on it, and then you have to evolve it, and then you have to spend another 7 level ups. So it's the equivalent of 16 gold bundles that you would get otherwise, which translates to 75 times 16 gold or 1200 gold that you lost. Now, if Vandalier would make up for that in levels, it would be amazing, but it doesn't. And that's a problem. So it's simply not worth it. Alright, I finally arrived, so what I'll do now is I'll start breaking the candles. I do not take power-ups. I do not take reach power-ups on these runs, so that I have further pickup range, since I don't want to pick up the gold bags right now before I have everything maxed out. Mainly talking about the stone mask, in fact only talking about the stone mask. Now that I have garlic I can break the candle, and I don't really care about the chicken, so I will just pick it up right away. The main focus is still farming early on, since X-Dash gains 10% luck bonus per 10 levels up until 50. That's the last level where he gets it, so that's currently the focus of mine. While also of course breaking all the candles and doing all of that stuff. There we go. So I don't mind picking up the coins. The difference in gold with stone mass and without is insanely small. However, all the other gold bags I don't really want to pick them up. Okay, there we go, the next dangerous wave. These ones are actually quite strong. The cross can't easily deal with them, but honestly it's good enough. As long as you just take a little bit of damage, it's not toasty, right? You can take damage and then you will get a lot of chickens because of his high luck, and you will heal everything up. There's another cross, amazing. At this point I would wish that I already have crown. You're mostly looking for clover and crown early on, and when I do a very serious try hard attempt, then I would just reset until I get a run with garlic, then clover, best luck 5 times, 5 times crown after that, and then I start the run. Now, this is insanely unlikely to happen, so in many cases I will just eventually give up on it and take something that is almost as good. And you see this in all of my past records, that pretty much all of them were a run where I started to try to go for that and eventually gave up. I just lost the patience and then I went for a less excellent run. Alright, another cross. Another thing that you'll notice me doing is I'm insanely greedy. Like, I will not take something like the Clock Lancet there, just to make sure that I have it, and instead I will go for something that benefits me right now. Now, one mechanic that you need to understand is, luck gives you a high, very high chance, pretty much on X-Dash, guaranteed chance, that you always get an upgrade for something that you own. That means the more stuff that you own, the less likely it becomes that you get the stuff that you want to have upgraded. Like, I wouldn't care here about getting, what is its name? Clock Lancet. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I will take one level in Candelabrador, however. This one is just, if I get Tiragisu very soon, which would be amazing, then I could pick up the Empty Tome up there and just continue the run. Okay, there we go, another level in Cross, amazing. So the build uses Cross again that I want to go for. And overall, I think with the Arcana, Cross turned... Ooh, wow. Okay, Tiragisu, amazing. Yeah, with the Arcana, I think Cross turned into something that is a lot better than it used to be. By the way, there's no rush for the Stone Mask. There's no need to go for it right away. But, yeah, the damage of Cross is insane. Or rather, of the Evolved Weapon now, right? Of the Heaven Sword, with the high crit chance. It's pretty much guaranteed, with so much damage that it just nukes all the enemies. So I will not pick up the chests, and this is something again about the luck mechanic. By the way, if you want to learn a lot and more about the luck mechanic, or maybe just hear what it's really about, I have a video called Tips, Tricks, Secrets and Mechanics, where I go about all kinds of things in the game related about pretty much anything. And the later the video goes, the more in-depth it becomes about certain things, like the luck mechanic. Okay, I will go for Empty Tome here. I could pick up the other Empty Tome, but again, my focus is to farm as much gold as possible. My focus is not to save money on level ups or so. Like, sure, I could go over and get, like, each tome is pretty much worth 75 gold, but I can farm more in that time, just by breaking candles. It's worth it. So let me get this here. And very soon I will pick up the Freeze. Crown is amazing. Empty Tome is amazing. And, Empty Tome? Empty Tome. There we go. So this is pretty much a golden start. However, it's not done. This is pretty much the beginning of everything, where it gets really complicated. So in the past I also used, I used to have the Skolomaniac. However, this caused so many issues, I decided to drop it a while ago. It's simply not worth it, and since then the runs have been a lot more consistent. Whenever you do leaderboard runs, you have to consider chance versus risk, right? So pretty much what people call potential. It's great if you have a lot of chance, but if the risk is insanely high, then you throw away the runs that had insane chance to be very good. And I decided to tune it down a bit, since I had a lot of runs that went amazingly well, and then I lost them just because of that. I will not pick up X here. I don't need it right now. I'll pick it later. This is MVP, by the way, to get clovers. Usually in a run, if you do a lot of them, you will find an average of around 2 clovers. However, this is rather like in one run you get, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7. The more often you do it, the more extremes you'll find. And most of the runs, you'll get 0. Why? I have no idea why it's so low. The first rosary is there. I have to memorize this a bit, which will probably be really hard in this video while I'm talking. In serious attempts, where I actually try to break the gold record, I don't talk. What I do there is I just play the game, I record it, and then I do post-commentary. The reason is, like, right now I see it, right? It's easy to see. But once we break a lot of the candles, it will be insanely hard to memorize where they were if they are covered up by other stuff. So let me just pick up all the stuff here. I will take the NFT. That one is actually amazing to kill these enemies. And I always try to get rid of all the freezes right away, as long as it's not a wave that you can farm on. Minute 7 is a bit worse to freeze than minute 6, since there are a lot more enemies. Hey, but I'll take it. There's the first gold bag. This was worth 300 gold. We are looking for a ton of them. And that you're not confused, when you do record runs, any record run, you are doing a ton of these attempts, okay? So the result, the records that you see, oh my god, amazing. The results and the records that you see on YouTube or on the leaderboard, they are the result of a couple hundreds of attempts, if not more. Ask any leaderboard record holder how many times they had to try to get that value. So if a normal person looks at the video and is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this like in the first 3 runs, what the, okay, I'll take it. In the first 3 runs, yeah, I will easily do this. No, 99% you will not. Now, it's not like I have never ever done these, right? I have done a lot of them, in fact, since Arcana came out, since I wanted to have a good understanding of what works and what doesn't. But the main thing that I want to maybe point out is, the old record, they were all without Arcana, so it will be very easy, easy in quotation marks, to break the old records, since they didn't get the gold bonus that you get from revivals. They were all missing out on that. So, as long as you get a run that is exactly the same, or even slightly worse than the old ones, you will still break them. It's that simple. Okay, I kinda wanna pick up the freeze over there, but I don't want to do this on a farm wave, so I'll do it later. And I usually pick up all the chicken. There's not enough threat going on that I would say, oh my god, I'm about to die, I need some healing. But I'm closing in on the 10-minute mark, and I just realized I forgot about something, which is eggs. You want to evolve eggs pretty much at the 10-minute mark, and I will wait a bit with that, since I don't want to max out Clover. Now, I will wait with picking up the chest until I get eggs up. Heaven's Sword is actually not that amazing. Like, it's a great weapon later on once you can't kill the enemies anymore, but up until then, Cross is just a million times better, since it has a lot more projectiles. Okay, maybe I can actually get this to level 8 before the 10-minute boss spawns. That would be amazing. Okay, I'm still taking damage. I actually remember this differently, that Garlic would just one-shot them at this point, but hey, I'll take it. Ooh, red gem. There are so many freezes down. And if you look below right now, there is a freeze on top of a rosary. This is not what you want to see, and this is why I tend to pick them up right away if I can. As I said, I'm not picking them up on a farm wave. It's a huge waste of time. And now that I'm level 50, I'm maxed out on luck. This is the position that I want to be in. And I will see how many rosaries I get. And if I notice I'm getting a ton of rosaries, I will pick up the one down here with the freeze on top, so I don't get messed up later on. I will explain to you later on where they are really important. Well, it's pretty much on the final wave, but I will explain or show what you have to do there. So now I'm just waiting for this boss to die, since he can evolve my eggs into Death Spiral. And Death Spiral has multiple uses. Now, first of all, I do want to get Slash. Okay, this is very important, and Arcana sadly didn't make it a lot better with the RNG in the game. Did I just... Oh, that I thought the boss died. It's fine. Actually, 292 is insane. That's really good. And the reason why I keep the chest is I want to max out luck first, that I get the highest chance at the best chests possible. However, a lot of these early chests, they can't even give you a Penta chest, so it doesn't make an insane difference. Okay, that was a Heaven Sword. Yeah, I lost a 50-50 there. It's not the worst thing ever. You would maybe look to not max out the cross, but to be honest, it's not the worst, right? Look at the bouncing here. It's insane how good it is. And now it will just one-shot everything that shows up. Like, its damage is so high, look at this. It does how much damage? Like 200. It's insane. And this is without Slash, by the way. Slash will pretty much guarantee to always crit with the high luck that we have. And it's just so good. It's insanely good. At minute 11, this is the first wave that I don't really care about. So what I'll do is I will just take all the freezes and get all the stuff here out of the way. This freeze down here. I will even take the rosary now, because I'm saying this will never be picked up. We have the Arcana. I hope for Awake or Slash. Slash would be better. Okay, okay. It's not perfect, but it's fine, right? You would want to have the damaging one first to kill more enemies and get more experience. But to be honest, the main experience that you get here is later with the rosaries, where you blow up all the enemies. Nice, another gold bag. So you don't care too much to get it early. However, it would still be really nice to get it. Like, this would be something where I could consider resetting when I attempt a perfect run, just to get the perfect run in. Now, I asked the leaderboard manager if Toasty will be considered for gold record runs without going infinite, right? Since it will be put to limitless, according to the current vote of the community, which I think is totally justified. However, if you don't do it with a limitless or with an endless build, why did you not get destroyed? I think it would be more than fine to include her. It's so difficult to play her either way and so luck reliant. Like, all strategies that I have seen where with Toasty dying, right? But you don't want to die. You don't want to lose the revivals on her if you do gold record runs. Oh, this is actually dangerous. I will start banning common weapons now, since I want to make sure that I will get the clock lancet. Okay. Pretty sure a boss died here. I don't know where. I didn't pay attention while I was banishing. Oh, it looks like this is an evolution chest. Perfect. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, we got 2 rosaries. There's another bed. Nice. So now I don't need to pick up the chests anymore, and I will leave them all on the ground. Whip is another very common weapon, and the only way how this could go wrong right now is that we don't get Clock Lancet. This would be horrible. Clock Lancet is... the only purpose of Clock Lancet is not to deal with the Reaper, right? In fact, you will see I will not live for very long. The main purpose of Clock Lancet is to freeze the waves that you can freely move through them. Like, sure, it helps later on, and it allows certain strategies, like not picking up chests at all until the very end. However, it's super bad if you don't have it. Like, it really impacts you a lot later on. Okay, let me just pick that up right away. I don't care too much about experience farming right now, so I can just take the freezes as I please. Let me get the 3 chickens here. Walking around. So many NFTs. With Toasty's high luck, by the way, you will always get 17 chests. I've not experienced it a single time that I didn't get 17 chests, unless Pentagram, which was a strategy for some time, wiped out the chests that I got. That was, you know, not so great. But ignoring that, I think the lowest amount of percentage to get a chest is 30%, and with the amount of luck we have, the chance is multiplied by 3.7. That means no matter what happens, it's always guaranteed. Even on the normal without little clover luck, that is 240. Pretty much once you reach 200%, well no, you need a bit more. But yeah, then it's guaranteed. I don't even know if there are enemies on this stage here that only have a 30% chance, since the 30% chance is usually the bats on Mad Forest. Now at this point I will turn off the damage numbers. I don't want to get annoyed by them, I don't want to miss something just because of the damage numbers. I kept them on in the beginning, so you have a reference point, but I'm very used to this entire stuff. I did it a lot of times, so this is like no news for me. Now one weapon that I did replace is Song of Mana. There was a common thing, perfect, thank you, oh my god. There was a common thing in these runs, and you know what? I think it's not bad. It's definitely not bad, in fact it's amazing. But at the same time, it doesn't do that much for you. Like, it keeps away all the enemies, don't get me wrong. Amazing part, right? Amazing part. But that's also kind of it. I just realized by skipping, I'm wasting 75 gold every single time. Oh my god. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, for the future decks, do not skip. Every single skip is wasting pretty much 75 gold. I did it automatically, since I'm so used to it, to just get the bonus 20% experience to my level for higher level runs, but yeah, I need to get this out of my system again. Now I will get a new computer very soon, and then I will start attempting level runs and kill record runs. I couldn't do them so far since the leaderboard only accepts lagless runs where it is not lagging, since you might get a benefit out of it, and in fact you do get a benefit out of it. And yeah, so I couldn't submit them, right? So I had no ambition to go for them. But once I have the computer, and I think as far as I know, all the parts are delivered at the weekend, or on Friday, so it will be built together on the weekend, and then I'll try to get it to work. Then that means, yeah, I can go wild in all the other categories. Okay, another freeze, let me pick that up. And do you notice how on the top right here, the rosary, barely visible? In fact, if you would just like be in the middle of wave 29, you would not see that one anymore. It's really hard to remember. And the way I do it, and I highly recommend anyone doing this. By the way, do you see the few amounts of candles that spawned here? There was only one candle here. We have one of the highest luck amounts in the game and one candle. Let's see how many we have to the right side. Just talking about the feeling. Okay, wow, we have 3 candles. A total of 3 candles. Where previously, like 5 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, if I would walk over, it was filled with candles, right? But maybe it's just my feeling. Or maybe someone of you has the ambition, the endurance, the feeling to go over this and say, okay, let me actually check how many candles were there, how long you took to walk around, since in the game, supposedly, what happens, and yes, that is in the code, so it does happen, but I think something else also happens. Every minute, you have a chance that candles spawn, and this is affected by luck, to a maximum of 570% luck, for, I think, a 50% chance. Now, I know this is true, I saw it, but in code of anything, there's usually always a lot of stuff that happens, right? Since, yeah, you can say Pentagram has a 10% chance to not wipe out the enemies, and later down in the line in the code, there might be a section that says, oh, it's hard-coded to have 5%. I'm giving that example because that did happen. The developer buffed it up to 10% and forgot that he has a function that sets it to 5%, hard-coded. So that was, yeah. But that's what I mean, you know. And if even the developer forgets about this, then you can't expect... Oh my god, don't die, oh. I have such a huge feeling of invulnerability since I played Toasty, that I totally forgot, yeah, you can't just do this. You can't just run through enemies like that. So, let's get back to this. Like, you know, with the talking or so on, it's a bit easier if you do it on your own, but this one here, oops. So what you do is you just wait for the rotation of the clock lancet. Of course, you don't want to take the healing from the level ups, since every single level up is 75 gold. I know it says 25, but we gain a bonus of 50% gold since we play on hyper mode, and we gain another 100% bonus since, well, we have the stone mass and 150% greed from the power ups, right? So if you multiply this together, 25 times 2 times 1.5, you get to 75 gold. I mean, you can also just check on the top right? I will be at 5002. There we go, 5002. Yeah, Dex for once is not talking some random BS. Okay, careful still, don't break your stuff constantly, Dex. Okay, there's another vacuum. What you're usually looking for are vacuums that you can collect them later on at the end of the stage and get all the experience. You won't have Moon here in these runs, at least not the way I do it. And even if you had Moon, the problem is, it looks great, it might not be bad, but you have to replace a weapon of yours. And the weapons, the point of the weapons that I have is two things. One, break the candles that spawn that I can't reach in this moment. Like, Death Spiral is amazing at this. Heaven's Sword is not amazing, but it's really good to pick off the random ones. Okay, where are the candles? Nowhere. Okay, thank you. But at the same time, the main purpose of the weapons is also to keep away the enemies from you. No, it's not killing them. To keep them away from you, push them away. Something like Unholy Vesper would be amazing if I could fit it into the build, right? But I can't. I would need to sacrifice something that is amazing, like a Duplicator, like Candelabrador. And I'm gonna tell you this, if I would find another way of doing this while dropping one of the items like Duplicator, this is the one that I usually dropped, then I would instead just stay at a spawn point, farm candles a lot earlier, and that's it. A while ago I started dropping the Duplicator, as I said. Oh, come on, where are the candles? However, I changed my tactic, and pretty much whenever I get Duplicator, then I will just pick it and run over to the empty tome. If I don't get it, I'll just not go for it. Not a gold bag. 5.4k gold at this point is really good. Like, it's nothing to laugh at. Yeah, keep in mind, how many chests did I pick up? I think 3. 2 evolutions, 1 wrong chest, and a majority of the experience is still on the floor. Now sadly, X-Dash doesn't gain any bonuses at level 100 or 200. Would be kind of cool, but there is none. So, yeah. Oh, I would love to pick up the stuff up there. But then I get all the experience. And this will make it so much harder to kill the enemies later on. So I'll not do it. Your main goal is to wipe out the enemies at wave 28. Oh, another rosary. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 rosaries, right? I think a 4th one is to the left here. Let me check if I remembered right. Yeah, there's the 4th one. Now, one advice that I have to you is, I personally just, you know, you can picture stuff in your head, right? And I just picture the library, and whenever I have a rosary, I just put a picture there, under the candle. So in my mind, I know exactly where they are usually, but I have to concentrate for this. I can't do this while I'm talking here. I'm usually still able to count them, but I don't know precisely which of the candles it's below. And okay, up there's a rosary. Death Spiral, could you please destroy that over there? Oh my god, you're so slow. There we go. So we have 1 rosary, 2 rosaries, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5, not a horrible number. I can live with that. I would like to have around 10 at the end of this. Now, let's talk a bit about numbers, right? If you go through all of my records and the records of the other people, and I'm really appreciative of someone else finally breaking the record and showing some ridiculous things, you will see only runs that had insane amount of luck, drop-wise, gold-wise, since the main way to get more gold is penta chests, right? On average, I probably get, I would say, 0.5 to 1 penta chest per run. I know this is not how averages work, but it's again this insane difference like with Little Clover, and just saying you can expect an average of 1 clover is not reality. The reality is you usually get nothing, or you get a lot more than nothing. Like, I don't even remember runs where I only got 1 clover, or 2. It's usually always more at the end of the game. Or nothing at all. That's also possible. Okay, let me pick up this. Oh yeah, talking about the crazy numbers, that's what I wanted to do. So, in some of the runs, you will see I got 4 rosaries. 4. A total of 4. Yes, on the floor right now we have more rosaries and I got an entire, like 32, 33 minute runs. However, other times you will get like 25 rosaries. It's absolutely bonkers. Same with gold bags. Same with, like, I had runs where I got 1 triple chest, 0 penta chests, and only normal chests, right? 16 normal chests, 1 triple chest. And I had other runs that got like 5 or 6 penta chests. It really comes down to luck in this regard, and the main task of you as a gold record runner is to optimize the rest of the game, so when something lucky happens, that it's not just like someone else winning because they got a bit luckier, but they actually have to invest a lot of skill into it, right? Oh, this is where the rosary was below me. Here, right? Like, I'm 99% sure. And now there's a freeze on top of this. That's not good. Why are freezes bad? You will see it once we're at wave 29 and I start taking them. But just to explain ahead of time a bit, the main issue is that they will stop the enemies from moving. However, what's a lot worse is, they will stop grouping up like crazy, pushing each other into each other. That's the main problem with it. And that will lead to way less kills per rosary blast. Now, if you don't have a lot of rosaries, that's not a big deal. You wait until they are unfrozen, done, right? But if you do have a lot of rosaries, you have like 6 seconds per rosary. Otherwise, you can't make it in time. And that will just lead to you not getting perfect rosaries in. And 1 frozen rosary is pretty much like 3 normal rosaries. Like, they decimate this if you have the max amount of rosaries down. So if you freeze 1 time, it's like having only 8 rosaries on the floor. It's a huge penalty. It's insane. Okay. At least this rosary has no freeze, and the one on the right side here has no freeze. So I think I'll start on the right side and then move my way to the left side. That sounds like the best idea. Careful with the witches are really strong. And I sometimes tend to forget how good they actually are at breaking shields and killing you. But with the Heaven Sword, this is actually not a big deal. I just realized I don't have the Arcana. Oh, Dex is talking too much. Okay, I have to rethink. Do I remember where the chests were? Okay, so this will be totally random. I have a very good idea where it might be, but this might be entirely wrong. So let's get going. That's not Arcana. Oh my god. 490 gold is really good, however. I need the Arcana now. It's worth taking them with a bit less chance, right? If I would get another Clover. Okay, I'm entirely wrong on these. I'm probably thinking about another boss. Like, I'm talking out of memory here. And I didn't really memorize anything because I didn't consider it. Oh, is it the one down there? This would be horrible. That could also be. No way, right? No. Okay, I have to be careful. There is the red gem or the other box. You don't want to collect that. Okay, there it is. Finally. Oh my god, that took a while. Yeah, that totally failed. Oh, okay. So, there's no slash. This makes the 2 main weapons that I have so much worse. So much worse. I will go for the Iron Blue Will. There's nothing that is really good on here. So, yeah, let's hope for the best. It will make the Death Spiral bounce, but this is actually a bit of a problem. Since if they bounce, they are way longer on the screen, and you will notice some of the times I will not have the max amount of Death Spirals that the character shoots out, since there's a limit of how many Death Spirals can be on the screen. Now, I know it was increased at one point, and I just pray that that is enough, that I still get always the max amount, but there might be times, especially when I'm moving with them, that I just don't get all of them. Okay, there's the boss. This one is a bit more difficult one, however, don't feel too threatened if you don't have Curse. He doesn't do that much, and Heaven Sword is actually really amazing at dealing with him. Like, the damage it deals is surprisingly high. Now, we don't have the crit guarantee with the slash, so yeah, not 100% amazing, but it's good enough. And there we go, he's already dead. So, what am I looking for? There's nothing, okay. So, I think I still have 5 rosaries, and one is over here, one is to the right, covered up by the freeze. And then there are 2 to the right side. Let me just reconfirm. Oh, there's another one. Nice. Okay, now we have 4. Yeah, there's one. There's one. No, there's one. So it's on 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see the blinking, the teal there? It's really hard to see. But there's another rosary. And this is the only one covered up by a freeze right now. That's really good. So right now I just wish I wouldn't get another freeze. And in fact, I would just like to leave the area here, so there's no chance that more freezes can spawn. However, I'm a really greedy person, and I would rather take the gamble to not reset all of my candles. Like, when you go into another area, they have to spawn first. It will take a while. And instead, what I'll do is I'll just stay here and risk that there might be a ton of freezes that spawn on them. Which would suck. It's a very, very, very minuscule optimization in how much you get for how much you could lose, but that's what I talked about with chance versus risk, right? And potential. And I usually always maximize this. Oh, is this... No, that's a vacuum, right? To my left here. Yeah, I can't take a vacuum. That would be horrible right now. I will probably get around 30 to 40 levels, and that would make it so much harder to kill the enemies. Now, if I had Slash, the kill amount would jump up like crazy here, since every single strike of Heaven Sword would just kill everything it tickles. But now, this is sadly not the case. It's not the very worst thing to have the bounces, but it just minimizes the DPS compared to the other one. Okay. 27 minutes. This is usually a very calm wave. They are so big they do nothing to you. Okay, I took a short break just to get my mind together. Which means all of the rosaries... Oh, there's a rosary, nice. All of the rosaries are wiped out of my brain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Did I get this right? We had 4 down there. Let's just quickly check if a new one spawned. I don't see one. We had one over here that is hidden under the pile of everything. And one to the far top right. And the far top right one I will take first. There was none down here, right? Yeah, there's only a freeze. Ooh... Is that only a freeze? If it's only a freeze, I'll take it. No! This is why you don't do this. It's just like 3 levels, right? 4 levels, 5 levels, right? 6 levels, right? It's fine. The enemies don't become a lot stronger, right? Oh, wait, what? There was nothing. What? Huh? Okay. I'll take it. This one had no rosary. There is a chance for it, but I would never ever get it either way. So what I'll do now is I'll get all the vacuums. All the vacuums here. Mouse, go out of the way. Thank you. Oh, there's another rosary here. So over here, did I have something there that I want to get rid of? No, there's a vacuum. I will keep this one. These Medusa skulls, the flying spinach heads, how I like to call them, they give 30 experience. Which means if we could wipe them out right now, this would be amazing, but I can't. Down there? That looks like something I can pick out, right? There we go. And I think this is also something I can pick out here. It's a bit hard to see since the frozen enemy is on top of it. And, oh my god, there are so many rosaries. Those are 5 rosaries here. And I think this one has no freeze. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5. Okay, 2 freezes over here. Oh god, Dex, get moving, get moving, get moving. You need to get to a rosary. Go, 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 go. Don't die on the way there, okay? No, don't die on the way there. Why did you even think about dying? There we go, there we go, there we go. 29-minute mark. Okay, let's wait a bit until they come in. Come on. Doesn't actually matter too much since they also get 30 experience, these green guys. Now we go over here. There's a rosary over here in the big pile, if you remember. And, ooh, don't lose all of your shield, please. There we go. Don't pick up stuff that you don't want to pick up. Wait for the enemies. Do you see how much time this costs? Since you want to wait until they get back to the middle. Like, this one was not even a good one. There's a rosary over here. I will take this just to have a better view. And now I have to check. Okay, this rosary here is fine. But I will take this one since it's far off. And it's easier to get to this one. There we go. And then I will take this one. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now this is annoying. I will level up a lot of times, which blocks my movement. I can actually, in fact, use my mouse cursor to move like this. If you use your left click and pull it to a side, it works. However, as you might notice, this is a bit dangerous. Walking into enemies that can kill you, yeah, not always the best idea. So on the top left there was a rosary. This is where I want to get to. And then I will get the freeze ones. In fact, I might have even taken the freeze ones first to walk over here. Did you just spawn a freeze? You dense dude! Okay, how do I do this? I need to do it right away. I need to do this right away by walking over here. Really bad timing, really bad timing. Yeah, do you see now what I meant with the freezes? They utterly destroy this. Okay, I need to get over here. I need to get this. Oh, that is the wrong one. Who cares? Okay, let's just take this now. I think there is not even one in there. Okay, let's get all the other stuff. Let's see how much I missed. I will get all the experience. And now it's time to get the chests, right? The Reaper is frozen. He can't do anything right now. And it will take a long time to actually kill me either way. So, wow, that is actually a decent level. 167? Not the highest I've ever had. But imagine I had Slash, right? That would be crazy. Do you guys want to disappear? Oh, hi Reaper! How are you doing? Ah, take another freeze there. That's good. 289 gold for a single chest, amazing. Notice, I don't think I had a single Penta chest, right? With the insane amount of luck that I have. Now, there might still be one or two over here, but this is just the RNG of the run where you get to the very end and it's like, yeah, 10 basic chests, 7 triple chests. This is the average amount that I tend to get. Well, there's a Penta chest. Amazing. 778 gold. It's not a bad value. You kind of want to hit 800, but it's fine. You know, it's still a Penta chest, which gives a ton of these gold bags. Each one worth 75 gold. And this is the last one. So the run ended on, 20.3k. Not a good value, okay? But this is roughly the value that you can expect if you just generally do this run. Yeah, thank you for that. Without optimizing it. Oh wait, I still get revival gold. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, it will not be enough to hit the 28k gold, but I can still collect some gold, try to freeze the Reaper, and do the best that I can. So sometimes I just like to stay here, since it's a lot easier to freeze the Reaper doing this, and the candles below me, they still spawn, and every 30 seconds I will just go around and break all the candles on the map, like this. The problem is this one will unfreeze to my left side, so I have to move over. Yeah, he jumped on top of me. That means I take a huge penalty to my shield, and the more it gets broken, the less likely it becomes that I will actually survive them being unfrozen. Like, my shield here was about to break, and it will not fully recover before they attack me again. And now they are all on my right side, that's not good. Okay, do you see my shield is gone now? I only survived thanks to invulnerability frames, which means the next time they go on me, my shield is pretty much gone with the first one, and the second one would have killed me if that wasn't a really lucky freeze. Now, I have the shield again, but I need to freeze this one. Yeah, there we go. I needed to freeze this one on the spot again, which didn't happen. Now we get a ton of gold, however. The amount that you see there is multiplied by 3 as well. So, but it's not like every single one of these amounts counts. It's just the difference always counts. Or just the latest value that you have seen is maybe the best explanation. So if it shows 500 and 600, you don't get 1.5k and 1.8k. You only get 1.5k and then the difference of 100 multiplied by 3. This is how it works. Okay, they unfreeze over there. Yeah, I'm dead here. Ooh, that was super lucky and tight. Yeah, now you give me the clover after I opened up everything. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. At least they are frozen again. This one is actually not something good. It interrupts all the staggering that is applied to them. Ooh, that's a nice gold bonus though. 21k gold plus all the revivals that I'll get. So yeah, I will survive for quite some time here. And I think instead of just showing everything, I will just cut to the important stuff, I would say, when I find good stuff. Maybe like freezes, maybe... Oh, gold bags, yeah, exactly. Those things. However, what I plan to do is... so for you to understand, YouTube has a limit on how many notifications it sends to subscribers. And what I plan to do is, I first upload my main videos that I want to have for the day. And then later in the day, I will upload other runs. That was so lucky. Other runs, where, for example, I just do a gold run. Uncut. When I don't talk, I just don't talk. You watch the gameplay. Well, if you want to, of course, that's up to you. Nice, another gold bag. And yeah, this will be pretty much the entire story of what I upload there. That you actually see a full run as if you were watching a live stream of this. So right now, the 800 gold means I get a bonus of 2.4k gold. Note, it's not included in my current gold yet. It's only added at the very end of the game. However, the more Reapers that spawn right now, the faster I will die. The closer or the faster I will get to the point where I can't do anything. And I will respawn here, and like 1 or 2 seconds later, the Reaper on the top left will jump on me. That's more than 1 or 2 seconds. Well, I think that was within 2 seconds, right? But as you see, it takes quite some time to lose. Okay, now the last revival is gone. That means this is the last chance for me to still get gold, and I won't get it. And of course, there was a freeze over there. Right there. But this is 5.1k gold, so I have a total of 27k gold. That is not a bad value, with only 1 penta chest, less than average of these triple chests. This horrible, okay? If you look for a perfect run, you want to have 25 of them, pretty much.